But I will say, we had a great time. The whole weekend was awesome, in my opinion. But to seal it off at the end, going to the Cardinals game, I haven't been down there in a long time. Everything looks beautiful. It was 80 degrees. Yeah, I didn't get to see Jimmy, but it didn't ruin our day like it ruined his. It was an awesome game. Big Albert does his thing. Whoa. Is he gonna break A-Rod's record? I don't know. I'm sure he's thinking about it, although the paper said that he's probably not thinking about it. Yeah, right.
No, he is thinking.
No, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, and he's crushing the ball. That was an awesome game. What a weekend for the Cardinals.
So Albert apparently was mad at me because last on-field interview I asked him about his offensive surge, which he said jinxed him, which it didn't jinx him because he's been hot ever since. He's only gone. That, to me, the remarkable thing about Albert Pujols is at this point in his career where you'd think there's a wear down, as you go through the season, he's gotten better and better and better. And you look at him at the plate now, it's amazing to me how he can turn back the clock. Because what we're seeing now sure looks like vintage Pujols. I think early on he did a homer. It's like, well, he ran into one. That's not the case anymore, right? I mean, he's a legitimate weapon. And as I said in the postgame with him, the Cardinals are on a roll, and he is right smack in the middle of it. And if I'm an opposing team and I could throw out a lefty even if he's got a resume, maybe I redo my rotation to face the Cardinals because I don't want to put a lefty out there.
Yeah, if you look right now, I mean, we can get into the splits, obviously, versus lefties, which is off the charts. If you just look at who they started yesterday, Albert Pujols, his OPS is third on the team. I mean, think about that. Obviously, you have two MVP candidates in Goldie and Nolan Arenado, but Albert Pujols has an OPS pushing now 800. It's 784. And against lefties, he's still, for the last couple years, one of the best weapons in all of baseball against left-handed pitching. So we talk about nostalgia and all that. So you have nostalgia, which is really, really fun. Plus, you don't win that game without Albert. Remember, Helsley comes in, gives up a homer. If Albert does not hit that home run, very good chance, gets tied, goes to extra innings, who knows what happens.
And, I mean, they were two monster homers.
Bombs.
Two monsters. So, last 23 games for Albert Pujols. Again, this is pushing toward the end of the season. This is when older players who have been called upon a lot, you would expect to have a little wear down. Last 23 games for Albert, a .365 batting average, 6 homers, 11 extra base hits. That's remarkable.
What do you got over there?
Remarkable.
Nate, you got that audio? I want to hear Danny Mac do his thing.
Yep. How about
And Tyler O'Neill.
The first pitch to him.
Oh!
Into deep left center. Oh, my goodness! Way out of here! 3-run bomb! His second of the day! 689!
Yeah, I like how he lets it breathe there. That was a bomb. That play, look, Jimmy and I were talking about it, playing for the Blues, doing all that stuff. Like, if you're a big bopper playing for the Cardinals and you hit bombs, that feeling running around the bases when everybody's going ape crap, it's got to be the coolest thing going. I know scoring goals and doing that's fun, but being a big bomber for the Cardinals with so many people going crazy, fireworks going off. I don't know.
It's spicy.
I haven't been down there in a while to see that kind of stuff live. I know I sound nerdy right now. I don't give a damn. It was just a cool moment, man. It was cool.
Where were you sitting for the second homer?
Kate and I were cruising around, so we were at that one open spot where I think it's like really cheap tickets where you're just sitting on the, kind of like a normal.
Up in right field?
No, it was down lower. It was in the lower part on the back end in the outfield, the left side of the outfield, like in an open area.
Is that the bow tie bar?
Maybe, yeah. There's so many different areas there, dude. Like, there's just different bars out the wazoo. Again, I haven't been out there since I think Winter Classic. I know. It's been a long time.
You had a good time.
We had a great
Because I noticed Kate was driving.
Of course.
Cam's having a good time.
She always drives. Come on. You out of your mind? No, we did our thing. We didn't see Jimmy, and that's all good. But it was fun going to the damn ball game.
Hurts my
I want to be a
feelings.
big bopper now. When I'm reincarnated, never mind being a lead singer in a metal band. I want to be a big bopper for the Cardinals. What a cool feeling to hit bombs at Busch Stadium.
I'm so happy for you that you had a good day.
I had a great day. I had a great weekend. And I golfed. What'd you do, Nate, by the way? Did you do
No,
anything?
hold on, Seth. Am I
sorry.
wrong to right now I'm in my feelings a little bit. I'm in my feelings because you know how I feel about Cam. I kind of wanted to share that joy that he was feeling.
We would have done a funny sketch in front of people. I had it all planned out, too. I had some funny. It just didn't happen.
I don't think you can say it's all good, though, that you
It's
didn't see
all
Jim,
good.
because I don't think Jim thinks it's all good.
Jim,
Thank
I
you,
went
Seth.
to a ball game, and I enjoyed myself. That's a good
No, that's fine.
That's a good thing.
I'm just in my feelings. Nate, how was your weekend?
Nate, what'd you do?
I had a great weekend.
Oh.
A lot of golf. Went to the game Friday night.
Didn't text me.
You had- no, he
No one
didn't.
likes me. That's what it is.
That's not true.
We see each other 15 hours a week.
I know.
It's honestly,
18 for me.
I'm so glad that Cammy had a great time at Busch Stadium because right now there's probably not a better ballpark to go to.
I love that.
I mean,
Was,
I
wait,
really
wait.
know.
Was
And
that
you're-
facetious?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm being dead
that's what I
serious.
mean.
Like
You're a guy that don't like nothing.
I know.
It is packed.
Packed.
It is a party.
It's a
Yes.
brand Paul.
They're winning. They haven't lost. I mean, I guess they lost on Saturday at home, but I got a bone about that. But they take the series from Milwaukee. I mean, it's just been fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
in 3 consecutive series, you've beaten the Cubs, you beat the Yankees, and now you beat Milwaukee, and you're sitting there 12 games over 500, and it's a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, it is.
Don't
dude.
they always get hot in August, though? They always do. They do.
They seem to get better, and credit this team. Like, I think a lot of us sat there and thought, all right, I don't know how good they are, but I really do feel as though Milwaukee gave the Cardinals this prime opening. And whether or not the trade works out for them or whatever, but the Brewers trading Josh Hader has to be one of the most head-scratching moves. And then in turn, the Cardinals make these 2 moves. And the Quintana move, I think, was solid. But then to get Montgomery
Yeah, man.
and how that stabilizes your rotation just from a standpoint of giving some relief to the bullpen, I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals, Mark DeRosa said it last week on MLB Central, but you just look at this team and you go, and then the Tatis news happens.
Oh, my God.
And all of a sudden you start thinking, wow, this is a team that, who knows, could work their way deep into the postseason.
So I think Quintana, like everyone thought, all right, that's a decent rotation guy. We don't know at which Quintana we're going to see. He's been great. There's no question. I think Montgomery, I don't think most people really knew what the Cardinals were getting. If at first glance, you start looking at the numbers, you go, hey, this guy's pretty good. But at first glance, you're like, okay, he's been great.
Yeah.
And things like Miles Michaelis got racked in Colorado, bounced back, 8 innings, 2 runs yesterday. Helsley closed it out. He gave up a home run, and his ERA ballooned to 0.92. Right now they're in a pretty good place, and they're better than the Brewers. Like, the Brewers have a good rotation, but that lineup is pedestrian. It really is. And while the Brewers played really good defense, Cole Wong is still Gold Glove type at second base. I don't think that the Brewers play defense. I don't think they run the bases, and I don't think their lineup is nearly as good. Yes, they might have an edge in the rotation, but I don't think they compare to the Cardinals. I think they know that. And I asked Colton Wong about the Hader trade. Colton Wong loves St. Louis. I mean, he still loves St. Louis. And he's also a guy that'll give you a legitimate answer. So I asked him about the Hader thing. And he said, anytime you trade a big piece like that, it impacts everybody. And he said, we had to have like a players-only meeting and tell guys, this is our team now. We have to play for each other. He basically said, yeah, they had to overcome an obstacle that was put in their way by the front office because the aftermath of that Hader trade was getting swept by the Pirates in Pittsburgh, then dropping 2 or 3 to the Reds. I just think right now the Cardinals are in a really good place. Who knows what's going to happen? I just don't think the Brewers, if you go player by player, match up that well with the Cardinals. Yes, there are other teams in the National League that are juggernauts, but I'm talking about the Central.
I'm sorry, but Nate's got a smirk on his face back.
What?
What'd you do this weekend?
Nothing.
Did you make sweet love to a woman?
No,
You got a smirk on your face.
We had a good time Friday night. It was legit. I don't know how this hookup happened, but
Oh, you were right.
That's what I
you
told
were right.
you. I know that look.
Well,
I know that look.
No, not like that. I'm just saying.
Good for you.
It's a
for
good
you.
party atmosphere
Yeah.
down at Busch Stadium. Let's just say that.
Even if you're single cruising around, there's people your age, there's older crowd. You got a mix of everything.
Did you
down
pick
there.
up a girl
Yeah,
at
he did.
Busch Stadium?
He did something.
No, it's just a good.
That's a yes,
It's a
right?
good party. It's a great party.
Blushy blush. Look at you.
Charlie, what do you think? Do you think he
Look at him.
hooked up
Well,
with
yes.
Yeah?
I mean, there's 47,000 people, bunch of young folks.
Nate looks
single
good. His
folks.
hair looks good still. He's
Friday
thin.
night.
He works out. He's very confident when he talks to you.
All right, so I understand why you didn't text me. I'm still mad about Kim.
Oh, I know. Kate kept bugging me to text you, too, when we were up there. I'm like, I'm not having him walk all the way up here. She'll quote me on that, too. She'll quote me. Guys, if Albert Pujols 5 is within a couple of homers of 700, no chance he hangs them up. I don't know about that. Then it's just like, what do? You hit up to 701 and you retire? Is that it?
I would, but I believe him when he says he's done.
Yeah.
And he said
You're going
it
to do
now.
this
He
whole
said it a
charade
couple
again?
times.
Yeah. It's kind of not fair. They
I
all
don't
did this
believe
to
him when
you.
he said he's not thinking about A-Rod.
Well, that's what Hockman put in the paper, and right when I read that, I go,
And it is funny with Albert, too. People are, like, asking him, because it's true, he's a different guy now. Like, you generally don't think guys get better. And he smirks. I don't look at that. I was same at bats early on in the season.
Yeah.
You could look at he feels good now.
he looks good.
Bats quick.
Dude, his swing just looks powerful.
Don't you think?
God, they went crazy
To
yesterday.
me, I mean, passing A-Rod is nice, but if you pass A-Rod, what does A-Rod have? 697.
Yeah, it's 696, I
I
believe.
mean, isn't 700
Yes.
the real? I understand. Okay, but if you pass A-Rod, you end at 698. 700 is what we're looking at here.
I agree with that. He's the next thing, and if you're there, I mean, if you come back for half, you can't really say I'm coming back for the record. Like, you can't do that to a team, right?
No, do it. The Cardinals will be fine with that. Play a month, hit 2 dingers, retire, become
the
a
best of the best.
player-coach
Yeah.
situation. Hang
Yep.
around if you want.
I get it. What would that cost? $1 million?
A prorated. What's he making this year? 2.5.
Yeah,
It's not about the money, really. I
Yeah.
mean, it wouldn't.
just do it.
And you think about
Merch.
of all the moves that have made out well for the Cardinals this year financially. I mean, Pujols is the biggest bargain you've ever run into.
Yeah, for how much he's done, and we've talked about.
Not just what he's contributed as a player, which I think he's exceeded everyone's expectations, right?
I know.
But also as a draw. Now they're going to draw if they're playing well and they're heading toward the postseason anyway. I get that, but this is just a cherry on top for him.
Morning, boys. Sanderson, we saw him at Block Dispensary. You hear about what Charlie did to me, Sanderson?
We are, though. You're kind of burying the real lead story of the whole weekend between you and I.
What happened? What?
After Truman's.
Oh, so we're in my neck of the woods, you know. And, I feel pretty good out there. It's my people. And we go to Truman's, and we walk out, and this young, lovely, lovely woman looks right past me and looks right into Charlie's baby blues and says, "Are you Charlie Marlowe from Channel 2? Doesn't even, she looked right past me, and Charlie goes, well. And it was, yeah. And Charlie's like, "Hey, no, Cam's there." And she's like, "No. And just gaze into his eyes. She's
And by
very
the way-
disappointed that you're not
Hold
on
on,
TV
let me-
anymore.
that's
Ring
a
the
bell.
bell.
By the
Ring
way,
the bell.
this never happens.
Ring the bell.
It happens maybe once a quarter. Maybe it happens 3-4 times a year. But the fact that it happened next to Cam, the NHL player of 10 years, and they didn't know who he was,
Yes.
I just got a little kick out of that. But then I immediately said, hey, this is the guy you need to talk to. This is the 10-year NHL
didn't want
vet.
to.
People need to be more like
She
me.
didn't want nothing to do with me.
I'm uncomfortable at 69. Yeah. Temperature, I said.
Look at the day he had.
Temperature.
He got to go home and do his thing.
I think both of you should be on the cover of Teen Beat magazine. You're both heartthrobs.
May I say, though,
Yeah.
our guy Brendan
Yeah, he's listening.
from Block Dispensary, is he listening right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Brendan, I love you. Great job. Mm-hmm. Great store. However, I think we had some lost in translation.
No.
In terms of what I was looking for.
You said, "What can I have at 8 o'clock at night to substitute a couple beer?" Meaning 8 o'clock at night.
As I'm watching a movie.
As you're watching a movie, so you want to eventually go to bed, in
No.
like an hour and a half, don't you?
I said it's 7, 8 o'clock. Kids are down. You're ready to watch a movie. That's a nice 2-hour window.
Okay, but
I got a product that's called Night Night.
how'd you
It
sleep,
says
though?
I slept great.
Yeah, I know you did.
But I wasn't necessarily looking to sleep that quickly.
I get you. But you got to, when you talk about 8 o'clock at night, like that's usually.
Well, how
that's
late
since-
do you stay? I stay up till 11 usually, at least.
Okay. But maybe that'll keep you up a little. Sativas will keep you up a little bit more.
Well, I don't have those.
Yeah, I know, because you said that you want to take it at 8 o'clock at night, and that if I'm selling you something, I'm going to be like, oh, you want night, not uppy up, you know?
Well, if I go to bed at 8, I'm waking up at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but you still can enjoy it. You don't go right to sleep like a you know, a sleeping medicine.
It says
like
take-
Dayquil or NyQuil.
It says take 15 minutes before you go to sleep. So, Brendan, I love you.
Yeah, you need
This is
other stuff.
we're going to have to get a different type as well.
Yeah, you do. But you had all the stuff you needed.
I'm not going to steal your
Okay.
contraband.
But you had it. It was there. What a buzzkill when I opened that whole thing up.
You
I
were
go,
so mad.
I was so
You
mad at
wanted
him.
me to drive to St. Albans, didn't
I
you?
wanted you to, yeah.
I could tell. When
I
I
wanted you to
said,
get in a damn helicopter.
on Saturday night, when I said, I'll bring it to you Monday, there was no response.
Nothing.
No response, I think, for the whole day.
Until I woke up and
Until
I go,
Sunday.
I can't believe this
Did you want to
lovely-
stab him?
Oh yeah. I go, I can't. I text. I go, I can't believe I don't have my product on this lovely sun. I go, I might kill you. And he's like, okay, I'll meet you. I'm like, yeah, yes, let's do it. Hot Take Central. What a weekend for the Cardinals. Pujols just added to his legend yesterday. Wainwright pitching a gym Saturday. Unfortunately, didn't get the win. Goldie, 2022 MVP. And Nato doing what they do on a Friday. And overall, the Cards take 2 or 3, putting them 1.5 above the Brew Crew for the first place.
Game and a half.
Yeah, I should have said game and a half.
Yeah, 1.5.
Damn it, man! I screwed this whole thing. I
That's
was
fine.
going
We're
good.
It's not as
Go
bad as like
Cardinals.
stealing someone's drugs. Hey,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we pull a bite from Pujols off the post game?
Yeah.
Not the locker room, because he was like,
On field.
yeah, because he was like in the locker room, in the clubhouse. He was kind of like not demonstrative, but he was pretty happy on the field.
Yep. Here we go.
Monster home runs in this one, 63rd multi-homer game in his career. So, Albert, you guys let one get away last night, bounced back with the win today to take 2 out of 3. How huge is that for you guys?
It's really huge. You know, I mean, this is what you're going to see against 2 great organizations, 2 great ball clubs. And, I mean, last night we couldn't get it, but today's a new day, and rubber game of the series, and that's what we did today. You know, Miles did an unbelievable job, you know, to keep us in the game, and I'm just glad that we were able to, you know, to win the series.
So you guys are pushing toward the postseason, playing well, and you're right smack in the middle of it. How much fun are you having?
It's fun. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to be back here and have fun. You know, I just said I enjoy playing this game. I love it. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to play every day. And, you know, for 21 years, 22 years, 37 years playing baseball, believe it or not, it's just amazing. And to be back here, you know, in front of the great fans, the best fans in baseball, and finish my career here where everything started is a blessing. And I thank God for giving me the opportunity, you know, to do that.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Great question.
That's good, Jimmy.
Great question.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
you could hear the joy in his voice. He's throwing out the best fans in baseball.
But they kind of are.
They are.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm looking at it like, I'm just letting you know. Like, they kind of are.
No, and you can ask
Like,
guys that
seriously.
have played there and gone elsewhere.
That's what I
like
mean.
Colton Wong, like
know.
Albert.
Yes.
You know, and he was playing in California, played for the Dodgers and the Angels. So he's seen it, and I'm telling you, there's something kind of cool.
I know. I'm telling you.
And I'm a right
In
holder.
this clubhouse, so.
What'd he say?
Because I'm the grandpa in this clubhouse.
Yeah, he is. Oh, me and Jimmy are talking. Like, I'm just curious on what he does after the game, you know? Does he go home? Does he have, like, people that wait until at his house? Is he cooking them meals? Does he go to Ladue, open up an empty house, turn the lights on, and just sit in bed and watch late night?
Or maybe
by
it's
himself?
like there's like an
What's he do?
ongoing 24/7 everyday party going on, like in a different wing of the house.
Do you think he's got people at his house taking care of him? I certainly would.
guarantee he
I
has.
certainly would,
I guarantee his people.
you know? He drives himself, you said.
And the truth is, like he doesn't have the biggest car in the lot, from what I've seen. I just think he's like
Pretty
kind
simple.
of a regular guy. He's always
Yeah.
been like a family guy. So my guess is he's got people around him, and you know
Yeah. I would.
he's not out there at the club. I'll tell you that.
I would. Yeah.
I would see him if
we
he
know
was.
that, but I'm just curious if you maybe he is.
Well, not trying to make it weird, but he is now a single man, correct?
That's why I'm asking. You know,
I don't go out, but I don't know. Is he out at Napoli hanging out?
maybe I don't hear people talking
Nate
about
goes
him.
out.
Nate, it's good call on that. Do you ever see anybody out, Nate? Do you go to Napoli?
I
That's a
did
coup, Joey.
I did hear actually last night from my cousin, who has a friend that is in the Hamptons in New York.
Yeah.
Ran into Harrison Bader
Oh, Hamptons.
In the Hamptons.
in the Hamptons.
In the Hamptons. That makes sense.
and he bought her a drink.
Was he in a boot?
I didn't get any report on foot status or anything like that.
And did they start chatting it up or what?
I didn't get the full report.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. In St. Louis, if you're an athlete and you go out, your buddies, friends, and cousins gonna know. Like if anybody goes out in St. Louis as an athlete, somebody's gonna know about it. It gets around so damn fast. It's such a small, big town. There's always somebody somewhere that you know, somebody that knows somebody that saw somebody. It's just the way it is here. It's crazy. You can hide in New York. You can't hide in St. Louis at all.
I'd guess the players probably go out in Clayton and Central West End, and that's not really
Central West End, I'm not touching that. I'll go to Clayton, though. I'd go to Napoli.
I'm not really big on Clayton.
Why don't you go down to Napoli, put on your son? Oh, okay. I think you'll be okay there.
Is that the Frontenac place, Napoli?
It's in Clayton.
I've been there.
It's nice.
Oh, Napoli. all
It's
right.
good. Look, when you're a single dude, you go to Napoli, you're gonna find what you want.
Harrison Bader's cocky.
It depends on where they live, though. Don't the young blues players usually live in Clayton?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
For many
Brentwood,
years, no, the Cardinals players for many years lived in that Brentwood Villas.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do, but it's right
I think
across
there's
from Obi
nicer
Clark's.
places now.
Right, but they wanted more of a, you could have a lease agreement. You got guys coming up and down from Memphis. I'm just saying, this is like 10 years ago, all those young Cardinals lived in the Brentwood Villas, and they'd all go to Double D's, which is now, I don't believe it exists anymore.
I don't know.
But they were always there because you could walk there.
Yeah.
Blues young players used to be there too. Now I think Cardinal players, the younger
nicer.
ones, Central West End, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They got some new buildings down there.
We got Randy on hold.
Yes, we do.
Put him through. Hello, Randall.
Hey, how you guys doing there? Hey, Cam, I agree with you. I don't go much Central West End. There's a chance that something could be missing when you get out of one of those places.
I'm telling you, dude, there's a lot of crime that goes on in Central West.
Yeah, like your small
I
intestine.
didn't want to say that because I got that. You got to be be careful what you say around there because police might be looking for you if you say something wrong. But anyway, hey, listen there, Cam. I want to ask: is Charlie Marlowe there too?
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
No, yeah,
He
here.
left.
He's
He
here.
left.
Oh, he's trying to avoid talking to me. Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay. Hey, listen there, Charlie Marlowe. Who is the spiritual leader of this clubhouse? You had Mike Schlitz, firing up the guys with all his F-bombs. And then you had, who's the other guy? Bader, with his energy. I mean, I know the Cardinals are winning, but who's the guy that's a rah-rah? I mean, you need some rah-rah guys there, right? I know Pujols is kind of low-key about his home runs, but where's the other guys that are, energizing this team? Like Bader's not there, Schlitz,
Schlitz beer? My dad used to drink Schlitz.
You know who it is? I'm going to jump in because I'm there. You know again?
Charlie, who is it, Charlie?
I'm telling you who it is. It's Felipe Lopez.
Yeah.
It's Newt.
Oh, God.
Felipe Lopez, who's that guy?
I don't know.
Club Flip.
Oh, close.
Charlie, who's the guy in the locker room?
Well, maybe Jimmy the Cat Hayes can get there and sneak in. Maybe he could fire the guys up, with his values about, talking about, his road trips and all that for years. Maybe does Jimmy the Cat Hayes get in there and talk to Oscar Marmolder? Maybe.
Did he hang up?
That's his best call ever.
Oh, my God.
And for those that don't know, that is parody. Just so you know, it's parody.
So you're telling me, Randy, I want to see him. If you're telling me when Randy walks in here, he's going to say, hello, I'm Randy. Or he's going to be, hey, guys, how you doing, dear? You don't think he's going to be like that?
I don't think that's who he is. No. I think it's parody. And I think it's excellent.
But I
think it's
don't
unbelievable.
think he has a 9-to-5 job in an office.
Consulting.
I think he's probably just kind of, and I say this with love, just a little bit of a quirky guy.
Randy, what do you do I don't think he texts in. He calls in. But I think if he came in here, he'd be like, hey, dear guys, what's going on, dear?
But here's the deal. And it is clearly, it's at least partly a shtick. He's been doing this for at least 14 years. And I only say 14 because that's when I moved here. Yeah. And the day I moved here, Randy was already calling Fox 2. And he calls all of the stations. I believe he calls all the radio stations. He'll call the Cardinals post-game on Camo X. He's been doing this for years.
So Big Al has a shtick. But when you meet Big Al, that's Big Al. Like he's the same every time.
He cray.
In a good way. In good way. But he could be like, he could chill and you could have a normal conversation with Big Al. But I think Randy's the same kind of thing, where he comes in here, he's going to be kind of like how he is, but I think he knows what he's doing when he says Oscar Marmol. That's a shtick. But he's not going to come in here and be like, well, hello, I'm Randy.
How about this? On the text line, Sharon says, Blues players live in the small enclave of Clayton Gardens. Happy Monday from Sharon and Glencoe. How do you know?
How you know? Oh, that's
How
what
do
I heard.
You know?
That's what I heard.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Sharon.
They live specifically in this part of town. Good for you.
I always wonder, too, like, if you're one of the young guys on the Cardinals who's back and forth to Memphis, apparently they'll put you up in a hotel for a little while. Players don't love that. So how do you, like, who's responsible? Like, do you jump in on someone else's lease? I know they have someone that helps them with these things, but you think about it. Like James Nail got called back when he was on the road with Memphis, and he had been in, like, 8 cities in 12 days, right? He couldn't even pack clean underwear because he's moving around so much. So he was in Jacksonville with Memphis. He had rented a car. So he has a car rental. And then he gets the call at night, you got to go back. They just called you back. Now we got to figure out how to return the car rental.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, it's this giant burden because these guys are living their dream, which is great, but there's a lot of logistics involved.
Big time. They help you with that, though. They'll take the car back, or you can just drop it off.
He said he ended up paying the clubhouse guy to do that.
Yeah, the clubhouse guys
I think he
help.
said that.
And that's why you tip those guys out. That's why you don't be cheap with the clubhouse guys, because they take care of you in so many different ways, including that, and it kind of gets pushed away because no one talks about it. But, yeah, man, going up and down is a pain in the ass. That's why I always tell the young kids, simplify, rent furniture, just simplify everything. Easy part. Don't get do anything too expensive. It's not going to be a forever home, Simplify your life. Live by people so you can carpool, stuff like that.
Now, I'm not saying this about me because I don't ever make it about me.
Sure.
No.
I just think it's something that's sort of out of the norm that maybe, like, things happen that in the long run are better for society. I just think if a professional athlete who's made a lot of money, right, has a good on-field interview, not me, but they should tip the reporter that does it right there on the spot. If it's a good one.
How much?
Like 25%.
Of
what you make off the interview?
25% of their day's salary for that day. Like, you figure it out on the fly.
Figure it out like they do at Subway.
Maybe the reporter has an Apple Watch and he can do the math and say, $1,800, please.
No, I think if it was, I would interview Arenado after every game then, because Arenado, I think he makes a little less than $200K a game.
Nice,
I believe,
and he's worth every penny.
What's $35 million divided by 162?
Oh, let me think.
I think it's a little south of $200K. So then you would make $50K per interview. I would interview Arenado even if he went 0 for 5.
Tipping.
I just think that it's not really so much what he does on the field. It's really those interviews.
It is
that make him so important.
I'm telling you though, man. Nowadays, though, like even at Subway, there's like a little tipping thing, and I tip them out. But now I feel like it's getting to be everywhere, where it's there. Like even at like the gas station, I think they're starting to get tip out a little bit, and I'm like, what? It's just always there. Like, okay, 15%.
So
or 20.
Here's the thing too. When you tip, apparently, they have like at some ballparks you can tip for just getting food at one of the stands.
Yeah.
And that tip money does not go to the people working; it goes to the company.
Oh,
be careful with
damn
it,
it, Jimmy. Are you serious? Because I tipped. Oh my!
It doesn't go to
God.
the people; it goes to the company, which is bizarre to me.
Because he had a tip jar right there, and then I'm like, oh, I'll just tip on here and make it easier. Oh
Tip
no!
them cash, because the truth is, like, I think people that tip want to support those people trying to better their lives, trying to support their families.
Wow, that's good to know.
They're not trying to add to the bottom line for the company, right?
Wow, and I knew it's always an older guy busting his ass, been to every game, knew who I was, and I'm getting drinks from him. I tip him out on that stupid ass thing, and he's probably looking at it and didn't want to say anything.
Now maybe
dude,
it
that
depends.
that pissed me off,
Depends on the
actually.
venue, but I've had it in a couple places. They say they'll tell you. They'll
didn't
say
tell me.
if you tip here, it goes to the company.
That's-
And what they're telling you is give me some cash.
Yeah, because they had a cash thing there, and I'm like, I'll just give him more.
No,
'cause
give him
I'm-
cash.
That sucks.
You know who wouldn't tip?
who?
John Hadley.
Oh.
Well, it's almost like he has a perpetual tip jar for himself, but I'm not one to say that.
By the way,
Some others would. I wouldn't say that.
35 million divided by 162 is a little over $216,000 per game. Per game.
Dang D dog.
Per
Well,
game.
I don't think it's fair to do that because that would be like if someone outed us and did a breakdown how much we make per show. It'd be mind-boggling.
Hey, one thing I did notice yesterday
would be.
at Busch Stadium too. We're walking in, national anthem goes. Everybody stopped. They stopped in their tracks at what they were doing. They took their hat off and they watched the TV, and I thought that was cool.
It's respect.
Then they all clapped afterwards, and everybody moved on. And she did a hell of a job, whoever that was. Give you a little shout out too, girl. But I thought that was cool. I know again, no, but I thought it was cool. Everybody's like, oh, cool.
That is good.
I don't notice that, like, because I'm always like at the hockey games. I'm always up in the box already, so I'm like, I don't notice everybody stops.
The anthem.
I love it. I'm sorry.
Should be something that's unifying.
love it.
It should be something that's unifying.
Everybody was proud, like it was cool. I had a really good experience at the ball game.